How many is too many? All right, we're going to talk social media networks today because I get this question literally all of the time. How many social media networks do you actually need? And do I need to be in all of the places? Here's the thing. Question first. How many social media networks do you actually need? It kind of depends on how social media fits into your overall marketing strategy. For me, I use a lot of social media networks because A, I teach social media, and B, it's a big part of driving traffic to my membership. So for me, I use quite a few. Good rule of thumb to get started with is what I call the rule of twos. 2 primary networks and 2 secondary networks. Primary networks are going to be networks you're in on a regular basis. They get priority with engagement. You get daily content, probably more than once a day. Secondary networks are the networks that support those 2 primary networks. Maybe get to know your brand a little. You don't have content as often, and you don't necessarily check them as often. So a good example is, for me, if I were to sort of say my 2 primary, my 2 secondary, although I have more in both categories, but my 2 primary are Facebook and Twitter. That's where I spend the bulk of my time. And then my secondaries would be Periscope and LinkedIn. So that's kind of 2 and 2. I'm not as consistent with Periscope or LinkedIn, but they get regular love and regular content for sure. But my go-to when I have time to get on social, Facebook and Twitter. Those are the huge traffic drivers for my site, my membership, my income, all of that good stuff. So start with that. Here's the thing though. The second question, do I need to be all the places? You kind of do. But you don't have to be there all the time. What I would love for you to do is go into those social networks and make sure you establish your brand. Go ahead, go in, reserve your name. You'll notice I am the Stacey Harris. Everywhere I can be the Stacey Harris. And so when there's a new network, I go in and I reserve the Stacey Harris. Now, in a lot of these times, I hit the network early enough where I could be at Stacey Harris. But here's the thing. I'm the Stacey Harris everywhere. So I go in early and I make sure I get that name because that's my name. All right? So be sure that you are going into these networks as they come up, as they start to get attention, and reserve your name. If you want to take it a step further, leave a note or leave a comment or post in the profile somewhere that you can find you on other channels with links to those channels. But still go in and protect your brand's identity. It's really cheap brand protection. Super free, okay? So those are your answers. Remember, you don't have to be active in all of the places all the time. Remember that rule of twos. 2 primaries, 2 secondaries. But make sure that those 2 primaries and those 2 secondaries, they're what's a fit for your brand and your community. It's really hard to get your community to buy in on a network and buy in on you. So if you can go to a network they're already bought into, all the better, okay? All right. More information like this, how to pick these networks, how to build strategy, things like that, you will find upcoming in Social Pro, which is coming back in just a couple of weeks. Make sure you are on the wait list so that you're the very first to know when it's live. socialproonline.com is the place to go to get that information. If you have any questions about Social Pro, drop us a note. Let us know. Anytime you have questions, reach out. We are happy to answer them. Okay? All right. Remember, I will see you next Sunday right here for Hit the Mic TV. All right? Sound good? See you next time.